grab something to drink. We'll get started right at 8 o'clock. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about my experiences in Las Vegas, and we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming events and things that you might be interested in. And so we will definitely talk about some things. I was supposed to hear from Trenny today, but I think she must have gotten busy. I will try to give her a call tomorrow. I've been real busy today. I'm taking care of a lot of business right now, and it's just hard with trying to finish my project for school. And this is a tough one, folks. It's a lot. So, let's see if we get some people into the room, and then we'll get started right at 8 o'clock. We have about 5 more minutes. I did send out a short text around 6, and we will go from there. All right. Oh, we're gonna have some fun discussions tonight. Let's see. Anybody's in yet? Nobody is in yet. So we're just gonna give it a few more, 5 minutes. I'm on early. Now's the time. If you log in, here's the time to tackle me down for some questions. Definitely tackle me down for some questions. Now is the time. It's the first Wednesday I've been home in a while. I got to go have boudin at my favorite place. Is that a light effect? Oh yeah. So we'll get some filler. Ooh. Shadowing. Let's see if I can lower this a little bit. Cut out some of the shadowing. See if I can fix the way these lights are shining here. That ain't making a difference. Okay, well, I'm not worried about it. Go get me some Botox. Oh, so if y'all saw, the one person didn't say, oh, hey, Delise. Welcome, welcome. We're going to be getting started in just a moment. We got about 3 minutes left. We got time to grab something to drink. And let's move on. I'm back home. The angels are behind me. And then we just get ready to go on TikTok in a little bit too. This is great. Got a couple people in the room. I see Delise. Whoever else just came in. 3. Here we are. Here we're coming. All right, come on, folks. Rest of y'all sign on in. Get on in. Get situated. We're going to get started real shortly. Hopefully we have some people from Las Vegas join us. Met a lot of new people. So that's always good. Hey, Tina. Yes, you are on time for our date, love. Yes, they are. When they're not behind me, the angels are walking with me. All right, we got a couple more minutes, maybe a minute and a half left. Oh, just a minute left. It just turned. I'm going to go ahead and get TikTok live started. And let's see. Let's go over to live and go live. And by the time that goes live, we should get ready. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody out there in TikTok world. We're getting ready to get started. So I wanted to get you in here a little bit early tonight too, so that you guys can not miss anything. We have a few people in the room, and we've got TikTok going now, and we are recording also on YouTube. So now's the time to join us, and we're going to talk tonight a little bit about all the things that happened this past weekend when I was in Las Vegas. Had a really good time. Hey, Vicky. Everybody's starting to pile in. That's good. That is good. We'll get started right in just a minute. As soon as we hit 8 o'clock, I'm going to jump on there with the opening and we'll get rolling. And it is now 8 o'clock. So, welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. Welcome and thank you for joining tonight. So, folks, tonight I want to get started with a few things that are upcoming. I want to hear your thoughts on it. And we'll talk about that, and then we'll get into a little bit about intuition like we had started last week, and we will keep moving forward. Oh, somebody's got the hearts pouring. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for those hearts and for that love over there on TikTok. I appreciate it. Anyway, so let's start off with the cruise. So everybody knows that January 2nd through January 7th is going to be the Spirit Heart Cruise. There's a whole bunch of speakers. Myself, Kevin from Fort Lauderdale. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole slew of speakers on this spiritual journey, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be on the Jewel of the Seas that leaves out of Tampa on January 2nd. We also have a night at a hotel, the Host Hotel in Ybor City, that has a lot of history. So we'll be having the mediums test that history while we're there and see what they come up with. It's going to be some pretty interesting history. I have a few in my group that have already signed up, so that's great. But if y'all do sign up and you hear it from me, please, or if you whoever you hear it from, please give them credit because they are watching how many people we bring into an event, so to help us for future events. So if you decide to go, I would appreciate it if you just mention my name so they know that that you heard about it through me. But anyway, the cabins are filling up fast. It is the Spirit Heart Cruise, January 2nd to the 7th, out of Tampa, Florida through Mexico. There will be on days when we're at sea, there will be 2-hour lecture windows from all the hosts. You can go on the website. If you go to my website, sid-patrick.com, you can learn more about it and look at all the different people coming and the topics. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do a little bit of work with energetic and intuition on my 2-hour lecture. So, because I wanted to do something different than everybody else. So that's why I'm doing that. Glenda says, hi Glenda, by the way. Glenda says, Sid, you were right on the money with what you told me about work last week. Well, no, Glenda, you were right on the money because it was your energy that told me that. So it was just me sensing it. See how that works? You see, and that's where we're going to lead into the conversation. Hey, Nicole, thank you for joining. So, other than that, we get rid of the Spirit Heart Cruise. That you can go to my website and learn more. It's at sid-patrick.com if you want to learn more about the Spirit Heart Cruise. And if you want to book an appointment with me, I do Google Meets. It's like Zoom. I will send the link, and that is also can only be done from my website. Unless you want to see me in person and you're in the New Orleans area, then you can text me on our business phone and we will set up a text. But all the dates that I'm available online, and you can also book personal meets there now that I'm back in New Orleans as well. But I got to kind of distinguish that, I think. So give me some time on that one. But anyway, it can be done online from my website. You cannot book any other way with me. Know that because of all the scamming done. I don't allow any other means to book with me other than through my cell phone or through my online. You cannot book with, don't believe anybody that says they got tickets to something that I don't believe it. Don't do it. Anyway, so we all know that the fall is coming, and fall is the fun season for most people. So let's talk about some events. I'm meeting with Trenny hopefully in the next couple of days to discuss. We are going to be going to Denver to do some groups, but we're also going to be, while we're there, I'll be meeting with Tracy to go over a package plan for sometime in the early when the weather gets better and it's not a lot of snow and ice, we're going to go back up to Denver with a group to do a little bit of a tour. Maybe in April or May of next year, but I'm going to go up in September to pretty much September or October to set it all up and get a good date where we can all go and have a great time. Also, I had a bunch of people wanted to do. Let me see. Maybe I'll wait and talk about. We got 8 people. I got a few people in the room. I might wait and talk about. I had a few people that wanted. Hey, bestie. Speaking of these people, there's one of them. There's my bestie. There was a lot of people wanting to do the bus tour again, as long as we were guaranteed air conditioning, which what happens on the bus tour that we do. It is Mimosas and Mediums based tour where we take you to a lot of historic places where you can sense some of the history there. And we do a mediumship gallery. What we do is we do readings for people on the bus while we're all having fun with mimosas. So it's Mimosas and Mediums on the bus. And so instead of on the house, they're on the bus. And it usually runs, it depends on the cost of the bus, but it usually runs about $80 to $100 a person. The last was $100 a person. But it's with unlimited mimosas. And if we have, depending on the bus, we can maybe bring some like little snacks and stuff like that too. But it's a lot of fun. The last one was fun, but we're all dying because the bus had 2 air conditioners and one broke, and it was so hot. Oh, God, it was so hot. I was dying. I was dying by the time it was over. And I did most of the talking. I'd lost my voice because I was talking about most of the history on the places that we went to. Because it's this real old cemetery way down in St. Bernard Parish that we go visit. And it's a lot of New Orleans history in it. And so it's a great place to go sense, see what you feel, see what you pick up. And then we talk about the different stories of things that happened in that area. Lots of wild stuff has happened in that area. And so we talk about those things on the bus tour. So it's a bus tour. Everybody gets a reading. We have a couple of stops where you get out and you go sense the area. Like we stop at the cemetery. We usually stop at like Chalmette Battlefield. So if y'all want to do that again, please send me a message. I've had a few people inquire about it, but I need to set a date and a time with Trenny to do that and arrange the bus. So let me know. I said I will make sure we have air conditioning on the bus this time. So that's coming up. Okay. I got to get with my friend Jill Mercer. I've had a few people contact me that would like to see Jill and I work together again soon. So I will set something up with that. Also, Miss Lydia's been trying to call me from the center. So I need to give Miss Lydia a call and talk to... Thank you, Glenda. It was a lot of fun. It was just when we did it, like I said, the air conditioner broke on that bus and it was horrible. Hey, Heather, how are you, love? I'm back home now, so you need to reach out to me because Heather wants to come be a guest on the show, so we can arrange that for her. So she says, I get in touch with me, I will set up a time. Anyway, but now that I'm also back in Orleans, I can have Miss Janice back and sitting next to me rather than waiting on Magni to bring her in. So, and I think next week is right now, it is the 5th? Did I say that right? I'm losing my days, y'all. But anyway, a week from today, we should be getting near the eclipse because there's a big eclipse and Miss Janice has a lot to say about the eclipse. You know, she has a lot to say about the eclipse. So thank you, Heather. And so I'd like to get Miss Janice back on real soon, if not next week. Maybe I'll have her and Heather here. I don't know, but I would like to get her back on soon so that we can talk about the eclipse. And this is Kat. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Kathy's following us, coming in live from YouTube. Anyway, so we got a lot of exciting things coming on. The trip to Denver is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take you to a couple of really good historic places where you should be able to sense some really cool stuff. Hey, Tiffany. Look at him. Yay, Miss Janice. Yes, yes, we need to get Miss Janice back so she could talk about the astrological happenings in the sky right now, because there's a big eclipse. It's going to be a total solar covering but it's going to be seen mostly in the northern region. So like where Magni's family's from, they should, and it's daylight there, but it's going to go pitch black. So anywhere up in the more northern, more north, like that northern Norway, usually where that sun is out like most of the day or whatever, that's kind of where they will see that total eclipse where the sun crosses over the moon. So that's supposed to be a really good one, and it's also it's also done in Leo, so it's also a transformational time as well. Is what Miss Janice is saying. It's for people going to start. They're going to feel something really negative, but it's going to turn out positive. It's going to help them create transformation in their life. So that's really, really cool. So I want to say. So anyway, guys, I know I just got back from Las Vegas. I had a wonderful group. I booked extra readings. I had a great time. Um, it was hot. That's all. It was hot. It was so hot. It was 120 plus degrees every day. When you took a shower, the water never got cool. It was like, oh, like being in a sauna. What else can I tell you? We talked, my topic of the class was the intuitive in you, and it was all about people discovering how to work with their own intuition, how to create their language, giving them little helpful hints on things they can do to help develop their language with the other side. And then they started working with each other. They did some pendulum work. They read aura energy. I taught them how to see energy. They did some psychometry. They did psychometry. They did personal readings, and then they did blindfolded kind of mediumship readings, like when you're blindfolded and you have them give certain things. That was really, really cool too. Hey Diana, how you doing, love? So anyway, we went through all those things. Like everybody had a really good time. Everybody did really well. The main focus of when I'm teaching is getting people to let the no not bother them, to understand that if you go out the box and you're automatically reading someone and you're getting all yes, 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 you never learn anything. You never learn, like you don't create your language. You don't understand how to create your language. So in the beginning, you need to have no's so that you can grow from it. So you can say, well, then what did I sense? What did I feel? What did that mean? And that's what helps create that language. And so many people want it to be right. Hey, Celeste. So many people want to be right when they're doing their readings, but when you're learning, you want to be wrong. And I was telling the class that when you keep that diary, you don't just write down what things mean to you, you write down what you didn't get right and think of the many different things that it could have been. Like, what does this mean to me when I see this? What does it say to me? And now it's like second nature with me. It just, when I see a picture, it means something to me. And this is from years of practice. And then if they don't get it, I tell them what the picture is. If they still don't get it, I move on. Just move on. You have to have so many validations before you can say your reading is completed or done, or that you have to get some validations. If you don't get any, then it just means that you still need to continue to practice and you still need to keep reading. It doesn't mean stop reading, this isn't for you. It means keep practicing and working with building your language, understanding your senses, make a connection to your senses, smell, taste, sight, feel, hear, all just knowing all those things you want to make that stronger connection with so that you can be more accurate when you're doing your readings. I've never met a medium, even the best, even the ones that are charging $1,200 a session. I've never seen them perfect, ever, right about everything. They all make mistakes. It's how they handle that mistakes, which talks about their professionalism. And trust me, some of them that are charging those high prices aren't very professional when they get a no. I've experienced that personally. So please, with this hot weather, stay hydrated. Keep yourself safe, clean, and warm. So how do we bring positive things to us? We have to create a positive force field around us. In our auric field, we need to infuse positivity. We need to be thankful for the little blessings in our life. Even when things are going bad, be thankful when things are trying to change, or you come up with a solution or a plan to solve a problem that's been bothering you. These are the ways that you create that positive auric field that will attract positivity to you. Now, let me tell you, it's not going to always be the positive you want, like that $1,000,000 lotto ticket or whatever. It may not be that, but it will be something to help you build and enrich your life and complete your journey. Because that's what we're all here doing in life is we're on a journey to explore and experience life and not be tied down, not be made slave by our fears and by things. And so that is what, the true life is about understanding what little blessings are and understanding how to fulfill your life and bring that positivity in closer to you. Once you learn to shine and you start bounding out negativity from around you, you'll start to shine and you're going to attract the things you need. When you need help or assistance, it'll come. When you want a relationship and you're looking, you don't have to go look anymore. It will come because you've cleared the path for it. There is something in this world for everyone. No one should ever have to be alone unless they want to be alone. I'm going to say that. You shouldn't be alone in this world unless you want to be alone. You always have a choice. Sometimes we don't make the right ones, but we always have a choice. Okay? You always have friends, and those friends are only as good as you allow them to be near you. So let's say that. You can't say, well, I don't have any good friends. Well, then they're really not your friends. They're just people you know. I have some really good friends. You guys are all great to me. All of you. Hey, Vicky. I just saw you up there. I don't know if I told you hi earlier, but if I missed you, there you go. So, I'm trying to watch TikTok. And TikTok's very small to me. The writing over here is big. The writing over here is small, but we're going to be all right. So again, folks, I love to talk about positivity. I also want to talk about energy and creation of energy. And I think I touched base on it a little bit last week, but I want to talk a little bit about it this week. Energy is not positive or negative. It's energy. It can be stronger or weak. It could, it can be a strong energy or a weaker energy. Weaker doesn't mean negative. It means it's not full forced. Okay, but energy is not negative. It's the person or it's the human that creates it and makes it negative. It's the one who sends it with negative thoughts and negative words and negative words. That's what creates negative. Energy does not have. I keep saying, but you know what? It has a positive and negative charge, but I mean, it's not a positive or negative that would harm you. You know what I'm saying? Where you at, baby? I am in New Orleans, my love. I am in New Orleans and very, very, very happy to be in New Orleans. I would bring you on, Heather, but then you would only be heard on TikTok. So I'd rather have you come here so that everybody can see you and talk to you. Because they keep it about getting up. Heading down the town. I hear you. Wow. So I've been very busy with clients and readings and school. Very busy. All of a sudden, I've had this rush of business, which has been good because I'm not. Now that I'm semi-retired, I'm working on. I'm not retiring, folks. I'm finishing school, and then I'm looking at teaching, and I've got some teaching prospects out there, so I'm going to focus there. And Mark says, "Oh, I'm late. Looks like you're back home. Only thing missing is Alicia." I'm going to have Alicia back too. I'm going to have a couple of visitors. I've got Heather that's coming to visit with us. I'm definitely going to have Holly Hobbs in here soon as well. If she's in town, I got to check. And I'm going to have Miss Janice. I want to have Miss Janice back next week. I'm going to probably talk to Zeta, see about getting Janice, because the next week is the big eclipse. And so I might have Heather and Janice on, because Janice needs to tell us about this transformational eclipse that we have having on the 15th of August. So I need to talk about that. And I did talk a little bit, Mark, about going to Denver. What area of education? I'm getting my MBA in hospital leadership, but I already have my BSN in nursing. And so I'm going to get my master's in hospital leadership. I just had a hospital. I just come from a hospital leader. I've been in hospital leadership most of my career, but I just had a different one over the last 6 months, and I like it. But at 65, I really don't want to work 5 days a week. Let me be honest. I had to be honest with myself. I don't mind going in and working 12-hour shifts, even 16-hour shifts, but I don't want to do more than 3 days, four at the most per week. And so, I have to think about what it is I want to do. I'm looking at a couple of, I might go do a 13-week contract somewhere as a house soup, just once a year. Because I really don't. Once I start collecting my retirement, I won't really have to work. It's just to keep me busy. So I could just do this. Come see y'all more. Hey Faith Ann, how are you? I miss you too. I miss you too. So again, folks, really, if you get a chance, go to my website, sid-pastor.com. Look at all the speakers. Go look them up. They teach a lot of great stuff. We're each going to have about 2 hours. So, you're not going to learn a whole lot from one of us. It's going to be a little bit from all of us, but it seems to be. My lecture will be on energetics and how it helps you with your intuition and your mediumship and your psychic abilities. And I'm designing a class for that. And I am going to be having, in September, October, I will also be doing another energetics class, and it will be both in person and online. So you will be able to join online. I think I can have up to 6 people online, and then I could have up to 10 people in the class, and then I have to kind of cut it because it would there's a few games that we do in the class or in interactive stuff that if you're online, you can work with the other online people, because you don't need to be present, but you need to be able to have conversation back and forth. And so that's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so anyway, Vegas was good. Everything's fine. We're going to Denver. Trini's going to be contacting me, so I will let y'all know when my next event was with her. By the end of this weekend, I will be posting something for me and Trini, and I will be posting something for Jill and I as well. I've also been told y'all Miss Lydia's been trying to reach me. I'm going to see how she's doing. We may have a bungalow reading day here. If I can have Lydia, Lisa, and maybe even myself for a day of readings up in the bungalow from one of the 3 of us. Oh, look, I set up a reading room too. Now in my office over here, I've now set up a table with some chairs where I do my readings in here versus in the kitchen. So it kind of gives some privacy to anyone that's in the house while I have a client here. Usually they got to leave or go hide in another room. But so I now arrange it so that I have that here. What else I want to talk to you guys about? So let's talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about demons again. I had this conversation too while I was in Vegas, and negative energy. So let's talk about that. And if there's a question or a topic you have, if you want to talk about trance states, out-of-body experience, guys, y'all got to lead me in. If y'all want me to talk about a certain topic, I am versed in so many areas. You need to tell me sometimes. So if I talk about a topic that you're getting bored with or something, you can always come in and say, hey, will you talk about this? Somebody says, are you done with the day or still on the move? I'm still on the move, baby. I'm never done with the day. But anyway, hey, Zeta. Just talked about you, girl. We're going to try to get Miss Janice here next week because it's right before the 15th. And I might have her and somebody else here. Hey, Dina. So, I'd like to get here to talk about the eclipse and how it's going to affect everybody. If she's available next Wednesday. I am home now, so as you see, the angel wings are behind me. Now, my house is full of furniture. Now I got 2 houses of furniture in one. But we're getting rid of stuff slowly but surely. Question: if you are retiring, have you considered doing daytime reading sessions at the bungalow? Oh yes, definitely. I'm open now doing daytime readings. I'm not doing a bunch of them right now, Tina, because I'm still working on my This final project is kicking my butt, y'all. Let me tell y'all. It's kicking my butt. But I am working on getting it done. And when it's done, I will be open a lot. I'll be open. I'll probably take off 1 or 2 days a week and open myself up day and evening. You will, when I finish school, you're going to see, if you go to my website, you will see all the availability popping up. Now, let me tell you how I operate so that y'all know, because this is important, especially if you want to get an appointment with me. I don't put a lot of times on each day, because what happens to me is that I'll put a bunch of times and somebody will book the last appointment, somebody will book a first appointment. I got to sit there all day. I can't get anything done because I had somebody book an early appointment, somebody book a late appointment, maybe when I got hours in between them. So what I'll do is I'll book 2 appointments, and one of those 2 was taken, I'll open up another. And I try to keep them consistent where they're all getting booked. So just because you don't see something on my website, when you go to book, go back and check periodically, because that's how I operate. I used to put all my availability down, and lo and behold, if I was available from 2 to 6, somebody would book a 3. Maybe somebody would book a 5:30, and then nobody else would book. And so I had to sit and wait until that time, and then I can't get nothing done in my day. So now I open up 2 spots. When those two spots are taken, I'll open up 2 more, and then I'll keep moving it and progressing it. But yes, Tina, I do readings during the day. I usually do them around, start at 11 a.m. and usually will read to about 1 or 2 and then stop. Oh yeah, Tina. Oh no, I'm doing that now. Yes, I've already booked several groups already. Hey, Alicia, my honey baby, how are you? Your friend's coming Saturday, Alicia. Thank you. I was supposed to do her on Monday, but I had to go move. My movers came and was like, we're ready now. So I had to book a truck, and we had to move all my furniture back home. So I had to move. She moved till Saturday. I'm excited to meet her. She's so lovely on the phone. I can't wait to meet her. So, yes. And Tina, if it's during the day and I finish school, I might even venture out to you. Who knows? Because I might be tired of sitting home. But anyway, we'll see. We will see. Yes, I'm excited. Well, I'm excited too to meet her. She was lovely on the phone. I can't wait to meet her. She's going to be, I'm sure we'll get along just great, her and I. So anyway, so yes, I am available. Tina, I'm not planning to go back to work till around November, just so you know. So I have a lot of time. I want to get through this Halloween season, but it's much open space. I don't want to be clouded with having to go to work and do those things. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? So anyway, let's talk about negative or deep, what people want to call demon energy. Well, y'all all know my first question that I like to ask somebody who tells me they're possessed with a demon is, are you worthy of a demon? With all the people in the world today, why did a demon choose you? Now, I don't do that to be cocky. I do that because I want to, their answer will usually tell me a lot about what's really going on with them, so that I can establish, is this a negative energy that they created? Is it one they picked up from somewhere else? Did they do something they shouldn't have done? So I always come up with that question, because then it makes them want to shut me down. And so that's why I always ask that question first. What makes you worthy of a demon? Like, but all the people in the world today, as evil as most of them are, why would a demon choose you? And that usually sets off a really, really crazy conversation. And I've heard it all. I love it when people sit by me and say, well, I don't know if I can tell you this. I said, if I sat here and told you some of the things that people tell me, you would be on the floor dying. I literally had a guy come in my house. He made an appointment. He made a consultation appointment. So it was a free appointment, because I do free consultations. He came to see me because he was possessed by a demon. And the whole time he's in my house, he's telling me that, his demon likes me and might attack me. And I looked at him and I said, my friend, let me give you one warning straight up. I said, I'm so protected in my home that your demon would get killed, would definitely go away from you and never come back once my team gets a hold of him. I said, so first let's establish, what makes you worthy of a demon. And he said, and he was honest. He told me, he says, I'm really no good. He says, I've been strung out on drugs for a long time. My 70-something-year-old mother is taking care of my baby. I said, where's the baby's mama? Oh, all he said was, I got rid of her. So I don't know what he meant by that. I didn't pry. Told me that he has to support his daughter and his mom, but the demon doesn't let him. He was just telling me all kinds of crazy stuff. And then it's when he started to tell me that demon was going to, come after me. And I said, I'm well protected in my home. Trust me, that's not happening. I said, I'm too positive of a person. I said, your demon has caught you because of where you've been with your life. I said, and you need to figure out how to get rid of your demon. Do you want to get rid of your demon? And the minute he told me, no, I don't want to get rid of my demon, I told him, there's the door. Get out. Then I don't need to talk to you. You being here is senseless if you're not willing to if you didn't come here to help get rid of your demon. And I've learned just through years of doing this that a lot of people like their demons. They want to keep them around. We did a paranormal investigation. That's what it was called back then. But it was basically sensing the history of this place because there was a lot of freaky things happening at this place. There were a couple of murders, one death, a murder. And then there was a lot of just strange things happening. And when we went there, one of the bartenders kept saying, no, we love this demon. We're going to keep this demon. I said, then my job is done. Bye. There's no sense to stay there. Because Glenda, demons, when people feel like they have a demon, they also feel they have a power. And sometimes it's that power that they're looking for, that energy thrill, that rush. And that's why I think they keep it. I mean, this guy that was at my house, he was literally talking out of his mouth and growling out of his belly at the same time. That was pretty cool. I wasn't scared because I was well protected, but it was pretty cool to watch him talk and growl at the same time. And as I said, just get out. If you want to keep it, get out. Just get out. Get out. Same thing with when we were at the bar, and there was a lot of history with this bar, like ancient history, or more than 100 years ago, there were some Indians that were cannibals that had been through the area. That was one. Two, it was a place where there was a death of a family member that was caused by a snake, and then there was somebody who was in a band who walked out and was run over by a drunk driver, killed right at the front doorway by a drunk driver, and then one of the people who worked there and slept there in the place died in the place. And so there was a lot, and just lights flashing, people feeling stuff, all kinds of stuff happening. But the one bartender said he wanted to keep it. So I was like, well, you go right ahead, you keep it. You keep it. And again, right, all good, no demons. That's my motto, Stephanie. So anyway, who's that? Somebody's trying to reach me. But anyway, I have to wait after the podcast. So don't invite negative energy around you, folks. Just don't. Be positive. Put up that positive wall. Hey, Sparkle. Hey, I like Sparkle. Sparkle was the one there last week on TikTok. But anyway, if you want your demon, keep it. Yeah, will you feel power? Yeah, but eventually your teeth are going to rot. Things are going to happen. Your illness is going to take over you. Why deal with that? And so how do you differentiate someone with demons and someone with mental health issues going through psychosis? It's a good question. So actually I had that happen. So you ask them, and in a roundabout way, you ask them. So I had a woman come into this, and I think I might have told the group this past weekend that. I had a woman come into the store when I had the store, and she looked at me with a straight face, and she's like 50-something years old, and blonde hair, blue eyes, in her 50s, and looked like 57, looked at me and said, I'm Michael Jackson's illegitimate daughter. I'm like, really? Okay. I don't doubt anybody. Because in this field, your illusion is reality to you, and that's all I need to know. Okay, so she's telling me that she's Michael Jackson's illegitimate daughter, and so I know the age. Like, unless Michael Jackson had a kid when he was a kid, that wasn't a thing. And then then she made the mistake of telling me that she stole Stevie Nicks' voice, and so everybody's after her to be a star. So my next question to her was, "How long has it been since you took your medication?" And she told me about 3.5 weeks. And so I told her, well, then you need to go get on your medication, then come back and see me, and I can help you with those issues. And of course she didn't, because once she got on her medication, she didn't. So I asked her, I asked her, are you on medication? Or when's the last time you took your medication? I like using when was the last time you took it, because they answer it without, because they don't feel questioned by that or threatened by that statement. So sometimes I will ask it in that fashion. So are demons actually demons, or is it just bad energy they created in their reality? Well, in some cases, it is what they've created. Sometimes it's a forced creation when they've done something they're ashamed of, as in the incident that I might have mentioned on here before, but I've also said this past weekend. I had a guy come to me who said he was possessed by a demon, and and I said, well, how, first of all, what makes you worthy? He said, well, I'm not sure what makes me worthy, but this is what's happening. He started saying, like, he wakes up in front of the mirror with a gun to his head. He wakes up with the sweats. He has horrible nightmares. Things smell around him. He's giving me all this stuff, right? And so he had a woman that he stayed with, and I told him to go back, stay with her, have her monitor your sleeping patterns. If you're sleeping, how long you're sleeping. Make sure you're getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you're not, it could be psychosis. Because I told him, and this is nothing they don't like, but I'll tell you this one in a minute. But also, he leaves and he takes my advice. Well, then, like the couple days later, his daughter comes in with her boyfriend, and she tells me that he sexually assaulted her and has been doing it. And she doesn't know whether she should tell her mama, report him to the police. I shouldn't use that word, smexually assaulted her. And then, so, she didn't call the police or call the mom, and I told her. So basically what he was doing was setting me up to make him believe, and everybody around him believe, he had a demon, so that he'd be forgiven for what he did. That's called manipulation. But anyway, so, people come to me for so many different reasons with demons. But I wanted to tell you, let me get back on track with what ran through my mind that I should tell y'all too about demon stories. And now I totally forgot what it was. It'll come back in a minute. But, things to do for a demon, guys. If you think you have a demon, change your vibe, change your vibration. Pray, sing, dance, be positive about things, even when you don't want to be. Use different spiritual herbs to bathe with, like kapal, or or some rootaroo. Those things are good to help you de-stress, get rid of the negativity from around you. Those are all good things that you can use to assist in that. There was something I wanted to tell you about demon testing, and I can't think of it. It was really cool. Something that I experienced quite a few times. See, not only do I tell you that what makes you worthy of a demon. Anybody ever do the egg test to see if somebody has a demon? With the egg, you rub on the feet and the palms and on the head, then you crack it. That's pretty wild. I've seen that done a few times. And then somebody says, exactly, 100%, yes, I know some demons refuse to get rid of them. This is crazy. You just stay over there. Yep, you got to go. Some people love the negativity. It's all they know. It's what they're used to. And then Delise says, I ask that because of PMHEP. I've seen patients who say they're really spiritual and later present with psychosis. Well, so let me see if I can find it. Where did I put it? I don't want to have to go get it. I'll have to bring it up, but I have a picture of somebody. So let me tell you what's interesting. So I have an aura photo of a guy who's perfect. His chakras are aligned perfect. He's got the most beautiful white aura around him, and beautiful maroon red in the top, that's love and spirituality. And after talking to him and getting to know him because he was coming in to get a healing. And I'm like, dude, don't let nobody touch you. Your chakras are 100% aligned, the perfect size, the perfect color. Your auric field is spiritual white with beautiful red maroon in the crown, which means this is all coming from a place of love. And then he proceeded to tell me he just got out of a mental institution that he was locked up in for about 3 months. And he's never had sex with a human being. And he was in his probably at least maybe late 20s, early 30s. I got a picture of it. I can't show you his picture. I can show you his aura photo. I wouldn't put his picture on the internet. I'll show it in class because it's limited people, but I won't put his picture. I won't put his face picture on the internet. But I do have his aura picture that I can show you of the chakras and his auric body with his auric field around it. How this guy had the most beautiful aura that I had ever seen, ever. And like he's coming to this event to get healed. Like, dude, you need to be healing people. You should don't let anybody here touch you. I promise you, nobody has an energy that's going to compare to yours. I said, so do not let any healer here touch you. Go get some readings. I said, but do not let a healer touch you and mess with your auric field. Don't do it. Your aura is perfect. I've not seen one that perfect before. Though Cindy Teague, she's on here now and then. She's put out a few good ones. You know, her aura is pretty. When she's in a good mood, it's in a pretty good. I hope you only heard that, Cindy. When you're in a good mood, she'll put out a really good auric color, like that beautiful white with the red. But this guy, even his chakras were perfectly aligned and perfect. And I can show it to you. I do have a copy of it. But you know, so again, I understand when you say psychosis, but you have to also understand that spirituality is a very mental thing. It's a very head-driven, right brain thing. And so, yes, it can create psychosis, and it can also, what I've seen a lot are people who have dementia, Alzheimer's. They live in an alternate reality, so they're very that's a very spiritual. It's coming from their right brain. They too will be very white and very pink. But it really all depends that are all the chakras perfectly aligned when there are those colors. This guy's chakras were perfectly aligned. Like, but again, you know, was he crazy? No, probably not. He was probably, whatever he was seeing, the reason they locked him up was probably because he was seeing real things, but they couldn't see it, so they thought he was crazy. But he definitely was not crazy. We had a very good conversation. He knew where he was, how he was. He was coming in to get a healing, and I was like, do not, do not. You're too perfect. Let me go get that picture. So I can give me a break, and I'll go get the picture. Let me go get it. I know right where it's at. Okay, folks. It was on my kitchen counter because I just had it in Las Vegas with me. So if y'all want to see something really cool, these are aura photos. These are energy photos. Ooh, you see? That's my hubby in his aura photo. I can show you him. This is a pretty cool one with him. It has multiple colors in it. I can't show you this guy's face, but I will show you his chakra one. How beautiful is that? Look at them chakras, how aligned they are. That is a perfect aura photo. I have one with his face with those colors surrounding. but I can't, I'm not going to show you his face picture, but that is his. If I get a little closer for y'all to even see. There you go. And his perfect colors, perfect alignment. Perfect colors, perfect alignment. That beautiful, loving, that pink, bright pink at the bottom and top of the photo. That is, I can't show you his face. I do have his face picked. He is not a bad looking guy, but because of all the things he sees, they classify him as someone with psychosis. But that is a perfect aura photo. That is spiritual love. That's blessings. That's everything. You don't get any better than that. And I've seen a couple that are close to him, but never that perfect with the chakras lined up like that. And so I wanted to bring that up since you used the word psychosis. So anyway. So eventually, too, I'm going to have the Aura camera set back up here. We probably will be doing some local events with the Aura camera. If we do something in the bungalow, I'll probably have the Aura camera set up as well. We're trying to do more weddings, maybe get like on a cruise ship terminal to do some Aura photos. I'd do that part-time. No, oh, you meant my hubby? Oh, well, he is the man of my dreams, girl. Me and my husband are very much in love. Very, very much in love. Even after 17 years of marriage, we're still very, very much in love. Almost 17. We make 17 in March. We married in 2010. What did Magni's aura colors mean? Well, which photo? So let's look at this. This is the first one I'm gonna pull up. So when you look at this photo, so when you read an aura photo, so let me pull back so TikTok can see too. What's across the shoulders is all about your health. What's across the eyes is about your relationships. What's across the top is your spirituality. What's on your right side, which is this side of the photo for him, that is dad and past and male. And on the other side, which is this side, that's the left side, that's mom, female, and future. So when you look at the colors, I'm looking at how they touch that line. So what I see on his shoulder line is green and orange. So what that tells me, he has a lot of anxiety that affects his heart. Anybody knows he's already had 2 big incidents with that. So that's what I would tell him to be careful with health-wise. Across his eyes, he's got white, orange, and yellow, which is spiritual, high knowledge, and creativity. And that's him and I together, which that's a perfect explanation. And above his top, his crown, he's got orange, which means he's still creating his spirituality. He's still working too. If you look close, you would see some downloads of his spirit team working for him. And the orange in the outer field, so his career, he already knows that he is someone who is very, very creative. He creates all my marketing, all of my web pages, Facebook pages. He's what I post everything on Instagram for me. He handles all of that because that's his forte. So that's when you're reading an aura photo, that's pretty much how you look at it. You look across the shoulder line for health. You look across the eyes for relationships. Now, you're not only looking at color, you're looking at other stuff, but I'm not going into detail. Come take the class. And then across the top is spirituality. But you're also looking at the clarity of color, the absence of color. If there's divots just usually mean loss or separation. So there's just a lot of things that are in an aura photo. Now, what I was doing in the class, in class this last week was, because we didn't have the aura camera, I was showing them photos, but I was also teaching them how to see energy with the naked eye. And when they were using the naked eye, I was then telling them how to then sense the color. Sense what you see when you're looking at this person with the naked eye and you see where the energy pulls. Start sensing the color. And that was really, really helpful. Somebody's asking me to start reading. What time is it? Oh, I guess we can. Somebody said you got to start reading. It's getting late. All right. So I will start to read. If you have any questions, please ask. You need help. Okay. So here's how. So this is how it works. If you ask a question, you get 3 cards. If you just want a card, I just pull a card for you and talk about what that card means. You're having an issue with family. So what do you want to know? But you having issues with family. You wonder how they're going to come out? What is it that you just want one card about that? I mean, you have a question about the family issue. Celeste is asking for a card. Okay, Celeste, here you go. Somebody watch TikTok. Celeste, you might sell that house, girl. You got the Wheel of Fortune. Whatever goes down must come up. So I think some good luck is coming your way. And then you're saying read. What do you want me to read? Cards for you? Will he leave me alone when he gets his life together? Eventually. Well, let's see what I see here. Well, first you got some drama to go through, and he's working on getting himself grounded. But I do think that I think you might walk away from it after a while, because this says you found peace. So know that I said that for you, okay? And then Joe says, I'd like a card, please. My last one came to fruition. Well, okay, Joe, here we go. You got the 2 of Swords. That means the sword cuts both ways. So when you make a decision right now, always look at the other side of it so it doesn't, come back at you. And as you see, if you have some time for a read from me, you want a card or a question? Because if you give a question, you get a thing. And then over here, while you thinking about that, I left on Celeste. Alicia would like a card. Alicia, you've got, you had the 2 of Swords, so you got to do the same thing. But I ain't giving you that one either, Alicia. So what that tells me is you worry. So with those 2 cards, just told me you had the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. What that tells us is right now you're worried about an issue that you're not sure how to handle. What I'm trying to see is how to handle it for you. Let's see if the next card says that. The next card says, get some money from that man, girl. And that will help you solve that problem. Or it just says, find your grounding. Okay? And let's see. Is Charlie still cheating? Okay, let's see. Okay, so the answer, I got more no's than I have yeses, but in the yeses, it does say if he gets, when he gets out of his mind a little bit, that's when he gets the more flirtatious, and that could happen. But it says currently no. Hope that helps. Okay, and so happy you're back home. I'm happy I'm back home too. And I left off with Alicia. So Glenda says, will this be the last year I work before I retire? Glenda, I'm pretty much looking at retirement. Looking at this, Glenda, even if you don't retire, what it's telling me to tell you these 3 cards is family, and it says family heartache, and then then you got the Thief card. It says, even if you can't retire, it's more important right now that you spend time with your family. So I want to say that to you. So be sure to spend more time with your family. Right now is getting back into that where you can, you can get back to your family more. Okay. What else? Let's see. Diana says, a card, please. So Diana, you get the Queen of Swords. She's all about taking control of her issues, working through things, having that roadmap to do that. And I think that's something that's going to relate to you right now with things that are going on. Okay. And then after Diana, I have Delise. Delise, you got the Lovers, girl. That means that there's something about it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fall in love, but it means it's about connection and about finding a new friend or a new person, to move forward with. And then Bridget says, family issues too. Will they resolve? Let me look. Looks like there's some kind of, there's some really deep issues with the family. I kind of think that they will down the line, but there's some things that have to be taken care of first before that can happen. Okay, Bridget? All right, and back over here. I left off on. I know I haven't done. Let me. Delise, did I do you already? Let me do you again. This is for Delise too. Queen of Wands. She's the one that is taking care of business all the time. She's the one. She is the one that when she gets mad, she can be pretty mean. So be careful for her. And this is that could be something to do with work. So know that too because it was the Queen of Wands. So watch out for that woman who might not be treating you right at work. It also means too to also look for doing things better for yourself with your career. And then we have Shanti Ray. I have an interview soon. Good news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's the thing. I think you are going to be getting a job really soon or something but I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. So don't stop looking. Even if you take something, keep your application active because there's something better around the corner for you. Okay, so I don't want you necessarily to take the first thing you get. I want to say that to you because that's what that looked like when I turned that over, Ray. And Tiffany Cook. Then I think Faith Anderson. Tiffany, you've got to put your back to the drama that's going on right now and move on. Go on to something new. It's time. Things that are getting old, change them. Work on change. Work on getting things moved. And yes, Bridges Deep is. Yeah, it's going to be a little while longer, Bridget, what that look like to me. But there are things that people have to take care of in order for it to get fixed. I think it eventually will, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, Faith says, is the new spiritual guy I met good for me? I am so spiritual, saw his aura, and when we met. Okay, ooh, that was rough. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be real with you. Would it say, okay, well, spiritually, he's there, but what they warned me about with this, I'll tell you what, I got the High Priestess, which is a very high spiritual card. Okay, that was straight up. Got the Blinded Woman. Okay, which means that you're not looking at it, you're looking at it just one way. You need to look at it 360. Okay, Faith, because the last card is the Devil. That was actually the first card I pulled. And what that says is that there are other intentions there. So make those intentions that are wanted by both parties. So it's about being clear with what you want and understand, do you want to be just a spiritual relationship or you want something more? And I think that needs to be discussed in the beginning in order for it to work out. Yes, if you go on my website, sid-patrick.com, or text me at the number and then I can see about setting up if you want to come in person, if you're in the area. If you want to do it online, you can go on my website. There should be some stuff available on there. They have been filling up, so I might have to put some more, but it should be there. Faith says, the light, yeah. And, okay. Glenda, does anyone else hear a drum? Go ahead, Glenda. Glenda got some activity at her house. We all go on to Glenda's. Oh, you know, then good. Just go online. Then there are some times online. Okay, we can do Sparkle. We can do that. Just let me know your screen name when we finally meet, so I know who you are. And then Tina says yes. That's wild. We got drums. I don't hear them, but then again, I'm not trying to sense them. I'm reading, so I wasn't trying to sense. Okay. Now I know who you are. Now I know who Sparkle is. All right. Let's see, Mark. The first part, I put the puzzle piece back in TikTok. Oh, try again. There we go. All right. Let me see what it says, Mark. I'm doing the same thing, Mark. I'm taking some time off. I've been working so much for so long, and I've decided that I'm going to take some time off. I have the money to do it, so why not, you know? So let's see, Mark. Want to come do this? I'll teach you. You could. That was good. That was good. Basically, what it says, I got the Star, the Ace of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So that's all pretty good, Mark. So what that tells me to tell you is that with your knowledge base and your experience, you shouldn't have a hard time finding something that you want to do. But like I said earlier, you know, that work-life balance is really, really important, especially as we get older. I too have been at my job. I'm doing what I'm doing for more than 25, almost 30 years, and it's time. It's time to reroute, redo something different. I've achieved everything I've wanted to achieve, so I may teach a little bit, may do something like that. But as far as going back in the hospitals, I may go do a contract for 13 weeks here or there, but it'll be like 1 or 2 contracts a year and take the rest of the year off. You know, it's where I'm at. You know, I love doing what I do. This part of it too, so I could do more of this if I'm not working so much. So again, okay. So that was really good. And Tina says it sounds like an echo. I thought it was his hand thing touching his desk. No. In this room, we used to have a mattress behind the audio equipment, so it absorbed the sound, and now that mattress is no longer there, and so it does echo in here a little bit. It does echo in this room. So again, folks, as we are starting to close down, since no one else asked for a card, my besties didn't ask for a card for once. That's odd. They must have got busy and signed off. But anyway, because usually they are first ones on there. I need a card. I need a card. Oh, anyway. Okay, so I'll be getting with Trenny. We're going to be going, and I'm going to ask see if Mark wants to go with us when we go in September or October to Denver to set up the event for everybody. And I think Mark has a good eye for fun things when it comes to the paranormal. So I'll see if he wants to come join us up there and go experience that. Maybe. Oh, Bridget says, give me a card. That might be brighter. Let's see, Bridget. Bridget, no, no. It was the Tower of Destruction, which is actually, I like this card, but I don't think that's the one you wanted. Basically, what that card says is burn the bad grass so new grass can grow. So just pull yourself away from it. Let them burn it down. It'll rebuild and everything will be okay. It's pretty much what that says. Wow. She goes, give me a card. Maybe that'll be better. No, it wasn't. It wasn't what you expected. Mac wants a card. Sure, Mac, you can have a card. Mac, you've got the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is all about holding back being attacked, like holding back people trying to go after you, trying to it's about setting boundaries, you know, so that people don't cross it, and so that things can move forward for you. And then is that Joe wants a card. Joe, you've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about solving issues, solving problems. They're just like, dude, my poor girl. Sorry. But stay out of it. Let them burn it down and then just rebuild it. The Queen of Swords is all about issues, solving problems, taking control. They tell you to start identifying things and taking control of them. Have a plan so that you can work through things. So that was your card, Joe. Okay. So we talked about Denver. I'm going to also get with Tracy when she's coming back. I'll be getting with my friend Jill Mercer to see when she's coming back. I'm going to recall Miss Lydia probably tomorrow. Actually, I've been working on this project. This project's killing me. I've been working on it 8 to 10 hours a day. It's a lot. So I'll probably call Miss Lydia tomorrow, see make sure how she's doing, and see if we want to do try another bungalow days where we can all come over and just have a little party and meet and get a few readings with some of your old friends, including Miss Janice. What do you want? Do you want a card, Heather, or do you have a question? Okay, I'll put some more out there because I just had a bunch booked, so I'll have to put some more out. Just give me a little bit of time. I'll put some more dates up. Yeah, yeah. So, Sparkle, I did have a bunch sign up this week. I had some out through September. I'll see if I will open up some more days. All right. Thank you, love. All right, so folks, I really enjoy meeting with you guys on Wednesday nights. I do want to get back to bedtime stories with Sid. I promise, as soon as I finish school, when I turn that part three of that last project in and it gets a grade, I'm not even going to look at school again unless I'm going to teach myself. Um, Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys too. Um, you know, I've been doing so much that I need some time, and I am going to take some time. Before November, I do plan when I finish school that I will reward myself with a trip somewhere abroad. So I probably will go abroad for about 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. Just to, yes, I'm back in Louisiana, Bridget. Yes. I am going to take about a 2 or 3 week vacation abroad just to get away. And yeah, may go to Thailand. I don't know. I'm going to go all over. I'm going to go to quite a few. I'll probably end up in Greece. I've never been. I'll probably end up in Turkey. May go to India. Um, I'm just going to take some time. I think I owe it to myself and because of all the work that I've been doing lately. So again, I want to thank you guys for joining me every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time. Join me on Touching Eternity podcast. I am your host, Sid Patrick. You all have a blessed night and a blessed week. Think of some questions for next week and ask some more questions about things y'all want to know about. I'll gladly